And hello, fellow gamers. I am back again, this time doing another live stream on Twitch and recording on YouTube. I am playing whatever this is called, UWOL, Quest for Money. It is a freeware game that I downloaded and wrote to a disk, and I'm playing on my MSX2. So press the fire button. Let's go. I played some of this before the stream. In fact, this pyramid of levels here, I played the entire left-hand side, and I liked it so much that I kept playing a little bit more of it, but I restarted for the stream and the recording. So it's a pretty simple game here. You play the little dude down there at the bottom, and you try to pick up the money. It's a single screen at a time, and you try not to get hit by the things that are in the level, the baddies. And at the exit of each level, you get to go either left or right. That determines which direction you go in the pyramid, which is effectively the world map. So I chose left, so I went down and to the left. Okay. So this is basically the gist of the game. It's very simple to get into. It's very much like an arcade game or an old Atari game, but it gets harder as you go. And you may notice that at the top of the screen, there is a timer. That is not the timer to complete the level. Oh, ow, ow, fuck! Got fucked by a bear. That is not the timer to complete the level. It is the timer until a ghost appears and starts chasing the ever-living fuck out of you. So, you can let the timer wind down and you'll be okay. But it's best to try and complete the level before the timer goes down. Ow. Damn Frankenstein face! Shit! Man! So it says, I just discovered that a 250 gig hard drive is not even $20 anymore. Holy shit, yeah. Storage is dirt fucking cheap, and it's only getting cheaper. Ow. Fucker! Game over! Kizune says, you know what this game reminded me of by seeing merely one level? Mighty Bomb Jack. It is. Yeah, now that you mention it, it is kind of like Mighty Bomb Jack. Something I didn't mention about this game is that the left and right sides of the screen wrap around, so you can go left and come back out on the right, and that's what I should be doing in that level where I'm getting kind of stuck. Also of note is once you get all the money and open the exits, that does not stop the timer. And if the ghost is already on the screen at that point, it does not get rid of the ghost. So once that fucker shows up, he means business. Shit. And you notice when I took a hit right there, I didn't actually die. You get one hit built in, and when you take that hit, it makes this little armor thing, or whatever that is, appear. You get that again, and you get your hit back. Whoa, shit, that was the ghost. Benny45 says, makes you wonder how badly do you want that money. Well, they're euros, so, I mean, if you're into spending euros, then I guess, well, I guess this little dude is really into spending euros, so he really wants that money. There we go. Jormer says, does that mean you are inside of a cylinder? Possibly, since the level wraps around. It's just a cylinder with an incredibly flat perspective. Yeah, I just realized a theme going on with the enemies. We have Frankenstein's monster at the top, and then Dracula in the middle, and that down at the bottom is probably supposed to be the Wolfman, not a bear, like I originally said. So I bet the Cinemassacre guys would be into this game, since it's technically sort of horror-themed. Ow, fucker, fucker! Goddamn Wolfman. Dormer says, buffering. Try refreshing. Actually, if it's buffering, you can't hear me say that, can you? It's been running nonstop perfectly on my end, so not sure what's going on for you. Oh, shit! Okay, damage invincibility would be nicer if it was longer. Manu 45 says, indeed, Cinemassacre is James and Mike and Bootsy and Ryan and sometimes Kyle. Except for some reason, Bootsy is not associated with them anymore. Like, the entire Bootsy Beat section is gone. The Mike and Bootsy series is gone. There's no trace of it on the website. And I follow Bootsy's Twitter, and he hasn't said anything about why his association with them is seemingly over. So I don't know if some kind of weird falling out happened there. If it did, that's unfortunate, because I really liked seeing Bootsy on Cinemassacre. I doubt that it's because, like, well, the main thing that connected him to Cinemassacre in the first place, I think, is the fact that Bootsy and Mike have been friends, I think, since, like, 1st or 2nd grade. Shit, there's a ghost. Shit. See, he is on your fucking ass. He does not dick around, and there's no way I can get back up there. Fuck! Minute 45 says that all of Bootsy's Cinemassacre stuff is still on YouTube. That's interesting. Huh. I wonder if they decided to make his content exclusive to YouTube, or they just forgot to take it down, maybe. And Jay has joined us. Welcome, Jay. Jay says, ha, quest for more money. Reminds me of Spaceballs 2, the search for more money. And then Kitsune says, I beat you to that minutes ago. He did. He did indeed. Jay says, we're all of the same mind here. And he says, the music and sounds for this are painfully adorable. They are. In fact, it's a pretty cutesy, colorful game in general. And it's a very simple puzzle platformer kind of thing, I guess you'd call it. I definitely dig the feel to this. And I was originally going to stream this probably sometime last week. But this is one of those games, whenever it boots up, that if it's not able to find enough memory in the default locations, then it says hold control on the keyboard when it boots up, which doing that on an MSX disables the second floppy drive, and thus disables the memory allocation for the second floppy drive, which means that applications get access to that memory, allowing memory-constrained applications and games to successfully boot. Problem is, with this computer, I don't have a keyboard to hold down the control button with, so I wasn't able to play it. So what's the difference this time? Well, today in the mail finally arrived my cartridge/memory expansion from 8-Bits Forever, which no, they're not paying me. Just telling you what it is and, you know, how I got it. So if you want to get one too, you can get one. But so that it's a combination cartridge emulator and memory expansion in one cartridge. So I wondered if I plug that in to this MSX computer, giving it more memory, if I would still need to hold control when I boot it up to disable the second floppy drive and give it more memory. And turns out I don't have to still hold control. This game recognizes the extra memory just fine, which is why I'm able to play it. Kitsune says you cannot defeat enemies in this game. I don't actually know. I've just been trying not to touch them, but maybe you can jump on them or something? In fact, I'll try that as soon as this level starts up. So I'm gonna... Shit. Okay, I might not have landed squarely on him. Let's try this one. Nope! Okay. And the MSX only has... The MSX controller only has a D-pad and 2 action buttons. Oh shit, I went the wrong one. Okay. Yeah, see, I went that direction instead. But it only has the D-pad and the 2 action buttons, and the B action button doesn't seem to do anything in this game. So, if there's a way to kill enemies, you can't do it with button presses, I don't think. Shit! Okay, how are you supposed to do that? Kitsune says, but Jeremy, if you don't hold control, it might become sentient, and you would have launched Skynet. So this is where Skynet originated. It originated on this game, on this MSX, and it's all my fault. Well, fuck. Now, if I were a typical person living in modern society, realizing that that the coming downfall of society was my fault, I would say something like, well, it's not going to happen in my lifetime, so I don't care. But I'm not a totally conceited penis child, so I do care. Kitsune says in Hebariki, which is a game I'm guessing, you need to hold down while falling to attack an enemy from above. Worth a shot here. I'll give it a shot, yeah. Minute45 says, rule number 1, Jeremy can never play a Sega game on stream. That's not true, I played Sewer Shark. I actually don't have very many Genesis cartridges or Master System cartridges, which is the only reason why I haven't done those. But Kitsune says, nonsense, Sega stream request. So maybe I will play something if it's not too terribly common. I mean, I've got Sonic 2, but who doesn't have Sonic 2? See if I can do this. Yep. Kizune says, I haven't seen you play Saturn yet. Indeed, I have not. I don't have very many Saturn games either. And, well, question for you, Kitsune. Can you get RGB video out of a stock North American Sega Saturn? If you can, then I would like to get an RGB cable first. But if the best you can get is S-Video, I already have an S-Video cable, so I'm already done. Because this says, no, it requires a mod. I'm 99% sure. Okay. If it requires a mod, then of course I won't mod, because I only do stock hardware on my channel. Not that I'm against the mods, but I like keeping my hardware, the hardware that I'm going to show off to other people, I like keeping it as pure as it can possibly be. Plus, you know, if someone happens to be watching a video from something that I've streamed, or recorded, obviously, and they say, yeah, that's a pretty cool game. What all hardware do I need in order to play that game? And all I have to say to them is, like for this, you need an MSX2. That's all you need to play this game. Well, an MSX2 with a floppy drive, because not all of them have a floppy drive. Because you have to have some way of getting the game onto the computer. Because, of course, no internet connection with this. Dormer suggests Shadowrun for Sega or SNES. I don't know, maybe. I don't often see copies of Shadowrun for sale in the local used game shops. I do know that Shadowrun is a tabletop role-playing game, which I typically don't enjoy the video game conversions of. But since somebody wants to see it, and if it turns out to be relatively cheap, like in other words, it doesn't cost like $100 to get it, then yeah, maybe I'll give it a shot. Fuck! Damn ghost. Kitsune says, my Famicom has a floppy drive. And he says, I had to, I don't get to say that much. Yes, we know, Kitsune. You have a Famicom and a Famicom disk system, which I want, which you know I want, so shut the fuck up. Fucker, God. Trying to see if I could squeeze in behind that dude. What if I can do this? There we go, that's what you fucking do. Shit! Shit! Ah! Close. Kizune says, I know there are old Shadowrun games, but I picked up the Dragonfall standalone Shadowrun game, and after trying it for 30 to 40 minutes, I liked it. Dragonfall. What system is that on? I was going to say maybe it was, the word Dragonfall sounded familiar to me, so I thought maybe it was on the NES, but I was thinking of the advanced Dungeons & Dragons games, because there's a number of those, and they have subtitle names similar to, you know, Dragonfall. Because it's always some variation of the mythical words put together to be the title of the game. Yeah, haul ass. Jormore says, of the Shadowrun games, he says, I never played the Sega version, but I played the SNES one a bit on an emulator. And he's also played Shadowrun Returns on Steam. Interesting. Didn't know they were still making Shadowrun video games. That's cool. And Kazune says, I'll shut the fuck up when you cast a Famicom Disk System game. And you know what? As soon as I can get that kind of hardware setup purchased, and it is on my list of stuff to purchase, then I will hella stream that. Oh, Kitsune says, I don't know if Shadowrun Dragonfall has console ports. I have it on PC, which is on Linux, he says. Interesting. So is that like just something they've released in the past couple of years? Well, it would have to be if it's for Linux. It can't be more than like 15 years old. Ow, fucker. Kitsune indeed says, yes, it's recent. Okay, so, not the last level. It looks like it's the last level because it's at the bottom of the pyramid. And it looks remarkably like the first level. Now, notice a different icon right here. It's a door, and it says, not enough money, I think I'll have to enter the mansion once again. So what happens here is I have not beaten the game, but you can keep playing. It starts you back at the top of the pyramid, and you can follow the paths down the pyramid, but you can go on to complete the other levels that are in blue that you haven't completed. And so another nice thing is, like, I'm going into a level here that I've already completed. And so instantly when you go into this level, all of the coins are still collected, the exits are still open. So all you have to do is go to the exit that you didn't go to before. And see, now I'm over here playing a level that I haven't played. And my guess is you can keep doing that over and over. You can go start at the top, go down to the bottom, and just go back up to the top and keep looping until you finish the whole pyramid. And I don't know how much money you need to get to officially beat the game. I hope it's not the entire game, like you have to play and get every coin in every level. It could be, but I don't actually know. I may not be playing the entire game on this stream, but I will at least play it until I'm sick of it. Or I feel like I've been streaming long enough. Interesting. Dormor says that Shadowrun Returns and Dragonfall, and there's another one, are the same setup but different stories. So it's like different episodes within the same game, sort of. Oh my god. Kitsune says, I saw Prey complete. Prey being, you know, a game that was in development for forever. Very good condition for just $2. I saw the 3D Realms logo and thought, maybe there's a Linux native version for this thing. There is, so I bought it. Anyone know that game? I haven't actually played Prey, but like I said, I know it was in development for a really long time. The difference between it and Duke Nukem Forever is I heard that Prey was actually pretty impressive when it finally released. Whereas, you know, Duke Nukem Forever was not unimpressive, but there were parts of it that people said felt antiquated. And that for a game to have been in development that long, the end product just didn't seem quite worth it. I haven't played either one of them, Prey or Duke Nukem Forever, so I have no official opinion. Now here's an interesting thing right here. To get up there, you have to literally jump off the edge of the screen right there, and then do it again to get up here, because I remember this level. And I'm already getting fucked by the ghost, so I'm trying to lure it to the side of the screen to give myself more time to maybe outrun it. And it doesn't work when there's fucking Dracula head in the way. Fuck, fuck. Get out of the way, you fucking wolfman. Fucker. Shit! Waited too long. Dormor says he has all 3 of the Shadowrun games, I'm guessing. He's only played the first one. And Dormor says, I guess he's talking to Kitsune and says, do you have a ghost bird in Prey? I have no answer. Let's see if maybe I can't haul a little more ass. Shit. Fuck! Trying to go too fast. Piss. Piss, piss, piss. I think that pretty sure that resets everything. Yeah. Okay, well, in the interests of seeing some levels that we have not seen, I'm not going to repeat all the stuff that I did before. I'm going to try and take a path that that I didn't go on before, so we see some new levels. Slow ass Frankenstein? Fucker. Fucker. Let's go down the right side of the pyramid this time. Yeah, that was sweet. Starting to use the wraparound mechanic more and more. I went the wrong way. Yeah, all right. I mean, we still haven't seen these levels, so I guess it's technically not the wrong way. That fucker guarding those coins, you dick nugget. Drummer says, I need to go to sleep. Catch you next time, Jeremy. Thank you, Drummer, for tuning in for the stream. Apologies for the stream starting late this time, which I know is practically an every time occurrence. Nah, it's not that bad. But I was on a fruitless quest to try and pre-order a Nintendo Switch, only to find out that they are pre-order sold out friggin' everywhere on the entire planet. But as I was saying in the pre-show, there is still the possibility that I could get one by standing in line, because there's a number of local retailers that are going to have some at midnight on Friday on a first-come, first-served basis. Noticed in that last level there was not an option to exit to the right, so the only way to get into the level that's directly to the right of me right now was to take that other path up there to it, so that's interesting. Somebody says, why would you want to buy a Switch right now? Because I want it. Because I am a whore for Nintendo. Let's just be honest here. And the only game that I would be able to afford for it would be Zelda, and I do have a Wii U, so you're probably saying, well, why don't you just get it for the Wii U and save yourself $300? Because I want it for the Switch. I want the Switch. Although I do plan on eventually getting it for the Wii U as well, because as my frequent viewers know, I do like having different versions of the same game and then figuring out what the differences are in those versions. And maybe it's completely streamlined and there is literally no difference between the Wii U and Switch versions. I will, of course, investigate that beforehand. And shit, if it turns out that that the two are literally completely identical, then I may not get the other version of it. But for like Twilight Princess, the GameCube one and the Wii one, I do have both versions of that, and there is a huge difference, mostly aesthetic, in that the game world is mirrored. So things that would normally be on the right-hand side of the game world are on the left-hand side in the other game, and vice versa. And on the GameCube version, Link is properly left-handed instead of right-handed in the Wii version. And now I've heard that in Breath of the Wild, Link is still right-handed, presumably in both versions of the game. That pisses me off. Trying to make a right-handed Link a thing. Link is not It doesn't matter. I know it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect the gameplay, but damn it, that's the way it's been. Nothing should ever change, ever. Okay, so as expected. So back up to the top we go. I'm going to actually try to go down the right-hand side of the pyramid this time, which involves repeating 4 levels, but I want to see what those levels are, because it seems like there's some restricted paths going on here. Kizune calls me a foolish mortal for wanting the Switch right now. And Outman45 says he probably has all the Nintendo Power magazines. I don't, but I would like to. I do have a stack of them that's like probably this tall, which would amount to about like 3-4 feet thick of Nintendo Power magazines from back in the 90s when I was subscribed to it. But I would like to have all of them, just because I collect things. And partially because they're kind of like, you know, a time capsule into that era in gaming. And I'm really big on gaming history. And Kazune says there's a third Twilight Princess now. That's right, there is the Wii U HD port, which I thought was... maybe it's better. I don't know anything about it, other than it comes with an amiibo, and that it's in HD, whatever that means. Maybe that means... presumably that means higher resolution. Does that mean higher resolution textures? I don't actually know. Does it mean any other graphical changes? I don't actually know. But what I do know is I wish that instead of making Twilight Princess HD and Wind Waker HD, that Nintendo would have instead taken the effort that they spent on those games and made more original games for the Wii U. I think that has been the problem with the Wii U the entire time, is it has not had a strong enough or a stronger first-party showing. There are certainly some great first-party games on the Wii U, but it's like we never got a Metroid game for the Wii U, and we're probably not going to. And that seems like a massive, massive, massive fucking oversight. We never got a 3D Mario game for the Wii U. And even as far as 2D Mario games, there was New Super Mario Bros. U, which was a launch title, and then New Super Luigi U, which was basically an expansion pack for New Super Mario Bros. U. So the system was going for, what, 4 or 5 years? And basically no new Mario after launch? Kitsune, okay, Kitsune does remind me, says, what the hell do you call Super Mario 3D World then? There was Super Mario 3D World, and yes, I did actually play quite a bit of that. In fact, that was the killer app for me for the Wii U. Believe it or not, as big of a Nintendo whore as I am, I did not get the Wii U at launch. I waited until Super Mario 3D World. But what I call Super Mario 3D World and Super Mario 3D Land on the 3DS, those are not true 3D Mario games in the sense of Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Sunshine. Those are they're like halfway between a 2D Mario game and a true 3D Mario game. Movement and camera angles especially are much more restricted, so it doesn't feel like a full 3D Mario game. But there is still the 3D perspective, and you can still move in a 3D orientation, so it's not a 2D Mario game either. Piss, that was stupid. Kitsune says, where's your stack of Famitsu mags? Those would be cool to have. I will admit that. I wouldn't be able to read a word of it, unless they happen to be in English. But I think I would like to have at least one Famitsu just to see what it's like. And if I could get like a pile of them easily for not much money, then I wouldn't say no to that. Fuck! Okay, how the hell? Shit. That's game over. Piss. Kitsune says the Wii U Twilight Princess apparently has hero mode added. Now, what is hero mode? I'm going to give this a little bit more. I'm going to give this game a little bit more chance to fuck me. That's what I'm giving it. So this time I think I'm going to go down the left-hand side, except, you know, one level in from the left-hand side. I don't think I have done very many of those. Ah, okay. Kitsune says in Wii U Twilight Princess Hero mode, enemies don't drop hearts, and Link takes more damage, I believe. No hearts. That's pretty hardcore. So that means your only health refills would be from getting heart pieces and heart containers. And, which, you know, a heart container is only if you beat a boss, or if you bring potions with you. That alone could make the game pretty challenging. Shit! I was doing that totally wrong. I should have been using the side of the screen. Piss biscuit. Kitsune says, if you like this and want to see a more refined version of the formula, Mighty Bomb Jack is for you. Maybe I should do Mighty Bomb Jack on a future stream, because I do have it. And there was an indie game released somewhat recently that was inspired by Mighty Bomb Jack. Only it starred a female character. What was that game called? It was, I can see the example of the character art in my head. It's called something Jill something? Fuck! What's the name of that game? Oh. I just heard myself swear through the headphones that are connected to my streaming monitor computer. That's something I forgot to do in the transition to Twitch, is mute the audio coming out of Twitch. Ow. Shit. That is really tough to do. Minute45 says, I'm back. I was taken away by homework. Indeed, do homework. Much more important than watching me swear at a stupid game. Actually, it's not a stupid game. It's an okay game. But I think that's where I'm going to stop, at least the recording. So thanks everybody for watching, and I will be back in a couple of days doing another game. I will be certainly live streaming 2 days from today. Today's Monday, and so I stream on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And if you want to be notified when I'm streaming, you can either follow me on Twitter, which my Twitter profile is the same name as my my Twitch name, or you can just follow me on Twitch and you'll get the notification that way. So, until the next stream and next recording, see you then.